I'm sorry, you said live action movie? What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. In fact, I do mean to have it on and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. I didn't even know this was a thing. Is this real? Is he messing with us? The Sakamoto Days live action movie is coming soon. Is that actually hold on. We Googling this right now. Forget everything else. Other than the fact that I have it on me. Keep it on me. Forget everything else. I need to look this up. Sakamoto Days getting a live this seems like a really bad idea. This is Sakamoto Days. Not just Sakamoto Phase. It's Sakamoto Days getting a live. I was wondering. It felt mad random that it was like the cover for Shonen Jump when I clicked on this today. Yeah, Sakamoto Days is officially getting a live action movie adaptation, which is announced in the latest issue of Shonen Jump, including its 2026 release. I mean, like, it can work, but like, dog, you weren't even gonna let the anime get past like the early part of the manga? Really? I mean, like, notably, of all the shonen running right now, it would be technically the easiest to do a live action movie for it. But in the same way that I feel like the anime struggled to capture like the intensity of the Sakamoto Days manga, I think it's gonna be even harder to capture in like live action. I mean, like, cool. Am I gonna watch it? No, I didn't watch the anime. I don't plan to watch the movie either. I don't know. It's weird. I don't watch. Is that bad? I don't watch stuff other than like YouTube. I think I have a problem. I think I genuinely have a problem. I don't really watch stuff. So like, maybe if it's like readily available, but then again, the anime is readily available. I just don't watch that either. So, okay, interesting. Sakamoto Days is actually getting a live action movie. Butter my behind and call me a biscuit. Things wouldn't expect. I mean, that's gonna be interesting. I wonder if they're gonna cast for. Like, I'm assuming they're gonna have to have two separate people cast for Sakamoto, right? Like Sakamoto and Sakamoto, right? Right? Unless they put the Sakamoto guy in a fat suit, which like could work. And like there is technically a lot of comedy that has to do with like literally Sakamoto's like jowls and things. I don't know. An interesting idea though. An interesting idea. But all right, shout out to Suzuki Sensei, man. Like personally, I've given my opinions of the current state of the manga. So like, you know me, I'm happy that the manga is still getting praise, still getting glaze, and in that case, I'm just happy for him. Like how often does it like did a manga as big as Demon Slayer? I mean, obviously Demon Slayer would be hard to do. Does Demon Slayer? I'm trying to think of like new gen manga that got live action, but then again, Demon Slayer would be hard to do in live action, you know. But does Demon Slayer have a live action movie? I wonder. Well, maybe the live action movie will be Demon Slayer. Oh, it does have a. Well, that's. Will Demon Slayer get a live action? Okay, it looks like there is a maybe I don't know. It's hard to tell. Looks pretty. Okay, so Demon Slayer actually is getting live. So I guess they are just doing more live action stuff. Cool. I guess. I personally, your boy likes manga and animation more than I do like live action. I think live action is its own thing, but that does make me wonder: is it going to be another? Is it just going to be another adaptation of the existing manga, or is it going to be like a new story? Oh, I don't know. But regardless, let's not waste more time. Let's keep it pushing. I guess I don't know. That kind of blew me away. Oh, there we go. Sakamoto Days, chapter 230. Genius Sharpshooter. Poor Lou, dog. Lou, I know why you're fodder, but it still hurts that you're fodder and buns and I get saved. But, you know, anything for the scaling, right? Why is there always just a thing of white stuff in my hair? What? But anything for the scaling, right? Gotta get that scaling consistent. But let's see. Sakamoto Days, chapter 230, Genius Sharpshooter. All right, so it's Lou, Heisuke, Shin, Ao, Hana, and Sakamoto himself. All right, nice little cute little cover page. I do want, like, notably with the series winding down, I do wonder when we're gonna get the main titular character himself back. I mean, personally, I'm fine with him being gone as long as possible. But my only issue is, like, obviously, I, like many others, think the final battle is probably gonna be like a 2v1 of Shin and Sakamoto versus Uzuki. But like, speaking of power scaling, how on earth is Sakamoto gonna be comp at all, dog? Like, is he gonna be mystically magically restored to his prime, and then he's gonna go high diff against Suzuki-Mura? I'm guessing. Like, I guess that's kind of how the fight has to go. And I still don't, like, as I pointed out a few chapters ago, and we were talking about it in the comments, I still don't know how we deal with, like, the whole conceit that Sakamoto and his family, like, don't take lives. yet they need to deal with Uzuki. Like, are we just putting Uzuki in prison? Are we reforming Uzuki? Like what are we doing with that, man? Like, there's so many questions up in the air at the end, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing that I don't know, but I don't know. The more I don't know about Sakamoto Days, the more I get a little bit worried. But let's see. All right, that is a large plane. Let's see. What voice do I get? I completely forget. I already gave the rest El Matador, Mickey Mouse voice. So I don't want to do a high pitched voice for everybody. I think, you know what? Impressive, Heisuke. You broke my world record. Because I don't know, Kamihate, he just seems younger to me. I don't know, but then again, no, because Sakamoto's also relatively. I feel like Kamihate can be older than like 30, if that. Like, once again, he just seems like a young prodigy. But then again, it's hard to tell. Is he just a weapon? Let's see. Oh, hey, Kamihate. What's wrong? You look like death warmed over. It feels so weird just giving him my voice, but like, I don't know. I have no idea. Because I don't have a reference for what the character actually looks like, I don't know what to voice. So he's just gonna get my voice. That's gonna be fun. But that actually is very like, it's impressive, especially considering he's apparently using old hardware. Like, and he ricocheted off somebody's skull. Like he literally bounced it off Kumanomi's skull. So like, go off, Heisuke. But darn, man, that is actually crazy. But you know, I like how Kamihate is actually relatively cool. He's like, he was broken world record. Oh, yeah, well, Chris. And you did that while looking like this? Congratulations. He's legit just impressed rather than mad. Because I remember their whole initial conflict, or at least conflict, in quotation mark, between these two characters, was that like, to be fair, he never necessarily had beef with Heisuke. He had beef with Sakamoto for messing up what was supposed to be like his best, most legacy, and most amazing thing, if I remember. That was pre-museum arc. Then they had their fight. And then it was literally just Heisuke, like, trying to get the tickets. So, like, ultimately, Kamihate did technically always kind of have a respect for Heisuke. So, him seeing this be reinforced with them being like, yeah, you actually don't get caught with the song. I respect it. I like that. Let's see. What's wrong? You look like death warmed over. You nailed that long distance shot. Yeah, see, like, look, he's just generally, like, and honestly, that is very, very impressive too. Like, just on a technical level. Sometimes ball is ball. It's like when you, what's a good example for me? I've seen people complete, and this is very specifically like in the professional context, I've seen people complete like multiple days worth of work in one day while clearly having not slept at all the night before. Like, come in on a Monday, 50 different problems erupt, and they just burn through them all. And you could but luckily enough, they're working behind the screen and they don't have actual meetings. They just have like hardcore work to do, and you just hear, but you can see there's no light behind their eye. Like they're moving purely on instinct. So that honestly, it's a very impressive to me, and I get why Kamihate's like, well, butter my behind and call me a biscuit, big dog. That's impressive. I was like, yeah, but never mind that, yo. Thanks for something to save me, Kamihate. You know what? But yeah, and if it was going to be anybody, it would be Kamihate, right? Like there would be no other character that would make sense here. And like ultimately, with Lou being saved though, is that just her? Is that the end? Is her arc, like, now that you think about it, is her involvement in this arc just over already? I mean, the guy has a high pain tolerance, right? He just lost his hand. Originally, he's probably gonna keep fighting Lou, and maybe Lou's gonna like just fight him on her own. But with it being the case, I do wonder if that's it. Like, that's her antagonist. Obviously, we still have the two twins. They haven't been shown yet. But then again, we do have Kindaka still in the van. And Shin, obviously. Oh, my wrist. Oh, my wrist. Oh, my wrist. Let's see. How many more antagonists do we have left over? Lou already has the cop guy. Obviously. Ow. My what is up with my wrist? Sorry, we're gonna stretch this bad boy. Oh, my word. It feels like something in the middle is jacked up. But we already have the cop guy with Lou. We have El Matador with Kumanomi, Heisuke, and Kamihate. So, villain-wise, we have Uzuki Mora, or Uzuki himself. So, like, that's just going to be a Sakamoto fight. Maybe a Sakamoto and Shin fight. We have Gozu, and Torres, and Tanabata. So, that may... We also have... We don't actually know what the status of Akira is. I mean, presumably she's probably still going to be with Uzuki. Maybe that'll be maybe like a 2-on-2 kind of thing, maybe? So maybe that's where Akira is, and obviously Kaguri's gonna stick with her. So we still have like just enough characters. Like if the twins end up fighting, like the new generation ends up fighting the old generation, like say the twins go up against Yotsumura, wherever he is, and Kandaka, that could be the case. And then Gozu, who would Gozu fight? I mean, Shishiba? Maybe we get a Shishiba Osaragi match with Gozu and the Granny. Maybe that's it. I'm guessing. I'm trying to think of matchups that are now left over. Just with Kamihate, one of the 3 lingering order members showing up. Who do I feel like I'm missing on the? I feel like I'm missing someone on the hero side. Obviously, we have the kids, but the kids are going to be staying at the school, right? Because that's where they're transporting Sakamoto anyway. So, Boyle probably isn't going to fight anyway. Boyle's probably just going to drive the car. Overall, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what the remaining battles are. And I wonder how much is left in this battle. I mean, Kamihate just showed up, but like, this guy, is he gonna be able to work with this? Let's see. Never mind that, huh? So you're saying breaking my world record is no big deal? Well, not necessarily that breaking your record is no big deal. It's just that, the fact that relative to you saving his life is no big deal. He's like, hey, dude, I'm happy I broke your record and all, but you didn't save my cheeks right now, bro. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean it that way, yo. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking of the distance. Okay, now you're just making it worse. Now, there's an actual yo in this speed bubble. I personally, I'd use almost all of Heisuke's sentences for some reason. But there we go. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about the distance or anything, yo. See, now you're like, Heisuke, I can excuse the initial one, but go on now. Oh, so you don't even have to think about it? We're through, you jerk! And Heisuke's just confused. Heisuke, I know you're not the brightest bulb in the kitchen shed, dog. And I know I'm not the sharpest spoon in the kitchen shed either. But really, dog, really? Come on. Let some synapses fire. Some. Just turn a couple neurons on, y'all. Let's see. Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a second. What did I... See, this is what I mean. This is why I can now... and I get it. Notably, I've been paying more attention. And ever since they pointed out Sakamoto Days, I've now been watching. I've been, like, trying to see which wounds track between chapters. But Kagurabachi's very good at it. Which is kind of funny. Just because the characters don't actually get permanently wounded too much in that manga. What's on the battle manga I cover? Seven Deadly Sins is actually pretty good with it. Though sometimes it is flippy floppy. And by Seven Deadly Sins, I mean, like, 4 nights. I'm trying to think of, like, the other one. But... Blue Lock doesn't get injuries. So like, admittedly, half the manga I cover don't really have lasting injuries. But what did I say at the end of last review? We literally see the pole in his stomach, and what did I say? It was gonna be gone by the next chapter. No explanation, no showing. Even though he has a literal stop sign or whatever the sign this is. I'm not sure if it's like a yield sign or stop sign. I don't know Japan, but I just don't know. I'm not gonna traffic signs, right? But he literally has a pole in his stomach. He doesn't pull it out, and what happens next chapter? What happens the very next chapter? See, you try to distract me with the live action announcement. No. It's just gone. You see why I can't take, I just can't, what do I care? Injuries don't matter. None of these things matter. Like, at least he's bleeding from his head a little bit, but he's fine. He's fine. Like nothing matters. Nothing's permanent. Anything remotely serious that ever happens at the end of a chapter will be negated the very next chapter. Sometimes either intentionally forgotten or played off as if it didn't happen. Sometimes both. This is a case of both, and I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I know y'all like pencil. You gotta relax, and I am relaxed, actually, shockingly enough. I don't, but notably, it has an inverse effect, right? Because shock horror, I do be thinking about like how I review stuff and how I portray myself in these videos, and like, unfortunately, the more and more I like shut down any of my care for the stakes in the story in the regard, the less I care. I feel like that comes off more. Like, if I can't believe in the stakes and what the characters are going through, then I'm not going to believe in the story as much. Which is why I try to avoid completely desynching myself from Sakamoto Days. But obviously, as you can see, every single time I do, like, try to plug myself back in, it's a matter of, like, man, Suzuki-sensei is just playing in my face right now with these characters who will never take any serious damage ever, and will literally have their wounds and or situations and or everything solved by the very next chapter because a week has passed and Suzuki-sensei thinks I'm stupid and have no object permanence. Which, admittedly, he almost got away with. I would have completely forgotten about it, but look where I am. Let's see. But here we are, Kumanomi, random civilians. Oh, okay. Interesting. Like, but funny, I do wonder though, like, how did she determine where like the track stopped? Like what was the difference? Like, what is this end versus this end, like right here? Why did it not drag even more? I guess maybe like her magnetic field just ends here and it like started pulling from there. But all right, so she grabs a whole train. Is she gonna... No. Oh, nope, she did. Okay. Strongest well, you know what? No, I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass. Even though it is kind of absurd, I'm assuming this. What I'll chalk this up to. Here we go. Pencil with the cope because they like magnetic powers. What I'm assuming here is that Kuminomi pulled the track, held onto the track, just strong, like literally held onto the track long enough that the train would start to come up it, then grab the train and threw it. Which, admittedly, very impressive feat. Very good strength feat for Kuminomi. I like that. A little absurd, but hey, this is Sakamoto Days. We like a bit of absurdity. Shame that it did absolutely nothing, though. Completely whiffed. And whoa! What you got me? See, I don't even know how that works. So I guess he has to be more than the Spagooter now. Because he actually picked up somebody. Unless, the Spagooter has telekinetic power. That's actually impressive. But, unfortunately, Kuminomi, despite having, a really cool aura feat, this panel alone implies so much. And then, throwing an actual whole train. Poor people inside, I guess. But, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But it didn't even matter, because Kamihate completely whiffed it. Or not made it whiff. Let's see. How come all these older morons want to team up with these small time losers? I've seen at least one of them die for it. And only one of them. And only one of them. And only one of them. Singular. Kuminomi, I'll give you your due glaze. You did do that thing. You whipped it out, you swung it around, and you smacked it on the table. I'll give you that. But we aren't gonna act like that's just not a one-off exception and far from the rule. The only reason you guys are alive is because half the time the small fry are sparing you. Well, let's be real. How many times? I feel like I could go back and see multiple times where either order members or new order members could have been slaughtered if the Sakamoto crew or the order member that was with them actually was moving to slaughter you. So don't talk spooky now. Let's see. I've seen at least one of them die for it. Okay. Once again, the weaves of doom and despair. Oh, but Heisuke still feels good. I like that Heisuke feels good about Hyo, but I also like that he's not. Ultimately, this is where my thematic side will override override or outdo any amount of I'm not really a big fan of scaling or anything like that. I do appreciate thematically though that right now Kuminomi, in a way, is still fighting alone, despite having El Matador, who at least hasn't shown up in this chapter. But he did literally just get shot through multiple times, so I don't blame him for not showing up this chapter so far. But Kuminomi is still very isolationist, still very alone, still doesn't really believe in the value and connections of others outside of those she deeply cares for, which, even then, that's kind of debatable, considering, her dynamic with Uzuki seems basically non-existent. But Heisuke, who does believe in value and camaraderie and connection and friendship and stuff like that, he is currently being saved and carried by that. And notably, it'd be weird for Heisuke to have overcome the 2v1 by himself, because then that puts him in the same isolationist position that Kuminomi was in when she won her fight. Ultimately, if it's Heisuke and Kamihate working together to overcome Kuminomi, because I'm guessing, well, presumably he did get riddled with multiple, flakes of weaponry. Bullets. Alright, I'll have the door may just genuinely be down for the count right now. But with that being the case, a 2v1, or if it is still a 2v2, that makes more sense for the thematic idea of connection and the importance of friendship versus business camaraderie, which is what I assume Kuminomi and the Matador guy have, because the guy still didn't have a name and I doubt he will get one. Let's see. Okay, but see, Kuminomi, I get it, the large scale attack didn't work, but you can't go from something as metal as bending a railroad, throwing a train, to then just going back to the regular spikes. Come on now, keep leveling up, throw a building at him. I know that'd be way too much. That'd be, I think, the biggest feat in the series. I think the biggest largest destruction feat was technically, is it still technically Takamura slicing the Tokyo Tower? It may be. I'm not sure if that's Tokyo Tower, but whatever tower he sliced. I'm trying to think. If it's not that, it's one of Kuminomi's feats, unironically, just because her AoE control is crazy. Let's see. Bam. But okay, Kamihate, he's got the moves, okay. And I remember seeing the Sakamoto Days stat book. I thought his physicality was low, but he's actually waving. Then again, he was keeping up with Heisuke, but Heisuke should be different from Kuminomi. Let's see. So annoying. I can't let Kamihate die because of me too. Yo, Kamihate, just leave me here. Yeah. Dog. I don't know if you're paying attention, but Kamihate hasn't been tagged yet. Like, unfortunately, the Alcamarcans, they're kind of just bums. Like, Kamihate is fine, at least seemingly. Let's see. You moron. Are you saying I'm not your friend? It's just because I said we're through? See, that's why I think he's young. I don't know. Like, Shishiba gives, like, late 20s, early 30s. Nagamo, obviously, like, he's, like, the same age as Sakamoto. But, like, Kamihate, I wouldn't be shocked if he's, like, just, like, a child prodigy who may have, like, just recently hit his early 20s. Like that's how I feel about Kamihate. Or he may, once again, just be the same age, but feel a little mentally younger just by speaking patterns. Are you saying I'm not your friend? Is it just because I said we're through? Come on, now. You little snot. Oh, wait, is that a foot? Is that a foot? Okay, so he's a person. He just really does not like being shown, because that's a foot. Oh. Yeah. So wait, he needs to be more. So this is a whole person. So anyone, including your boy, who had Kamihate literally just being the weapon, yeah, that seems over. Like this is a guy. I guess we're just probably never gonna see their face. But and well, look who's here. I'm out the door. So yeah, a 2v2 works. Like so I'm assuming the theme of this battle is genuine friendship and camaraderie versus like business partners. Because Kuminomi and this guy don't have any dynamic. Let's see. Kamihate, yo, don't worry about me. Yo, I'm sorry, I'll take it seriously. Let's see. Haha, don't give me that self-sacrificing hero nonsense! You make me want to puke! This is unironically the most practice I've had with the voice, and now it's getting close. Like, it's like, no, funnily enough, I haven't even watched any new, like, Mickey Mouse content, because there isn't. Well, actually, there may be. But essentially, like, now I'm shifting more from, like, Kingdom Hearts Mortimer Mouse, and very specifically like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Mortimer Mouse, which was the long-standing basis for my Mickey Mouse voice. Now to those like weird little Disney shorts that have that really good animation, like that really unique like old-fashioned art style but with color. Like I love those, and how Mickey's characterizing those. Mickey, say Mickey, sorry hey Mickey. Then like I don't know the words, but I think I saw that clip, and that's why like the Mickey voice is shifting, which is funny because it's mainly Minnie speaking in that short. But of course, their voices are actually pretty close naturally. Let's see. Make me want to puke. It's specifically like spiking up at the end. That reminds me a lot of that Mickey's characterization. Mickey Mouse and like Kingdom Hearts. Everyone remember the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse of Little I Do because it's been years. I don't actually think that all too much. Let's see. Okay, what is he throwing? Oh, he's throwing nothing, but he is getting blamed. Oh, and okay. And it looks like Kamihate's so this is the difference between so this is like we're seeing whole legs, all right, but this is the difference between Heisuke's own weaponry and Kamihate, because Kamihate's impact, admittedly from a very close range in comparison to where Heisuke was shooting from, but still, the whole point was Heisuke's weaponry was old-fashioned and relatively low-powered. Meanwhile, Kamihate probably has the best stuff out there, and thusly their weaponry fired at close range was able to seemingly not just like damage, like go through what presumably the metal plating on his skin, but also like ricochet and possibly knock some blood from his mouth and seemingly even his eye. So okay, that's I didn't realize you had it on you like that, bro, Chancho. I ain't seen your belt like that. Let's see. Come on now, guy. At least get a name before you get diffed. Let's see. Okay, Kuminomi running in. Interesting though. Yeah, so legs, body, able to pick up Heisuke. Yeah, this is fully a person. So I wonder, maybe if we're gonna see the design, I wonder if Suzuki says he was just like, I have no idea how to design this character just yet. Let me not show them. Like, what do I? He'll come in, like Suzuki says he was really sitting back, like, what do I make the strongest sniper in the world look like? I don't know. Let's just make it a cloak. And it does fit into like the humor style of the series. But I do wonder with the leg, the feet, the grab, like we're probably gonna see what they look like. So let's see. All right, Kuminomi Lunjian. Okay. What? What on earth? He's actually... I could have swore... Hold on. I'm going to look up Kamihate stat sheet. Hate, Sakamoto Days. Stat sheet. I mean, like, obviously stat sheets don't always have to be accurate. But it's weird because it wasn't like in a data book. Where is it? Where is it? Stats of all the order members. That's kind of gory. I need Kamihate. Reddit, don't fail me now. Reddit, don't fail me now. Show me the way. Yeah, so Okay, so yeah, it looks, at least, once again, I'm not sure if these Reddit ones are accurate. Oh, actually, they seemingly have max combat skill. So they have a strength of a 6, but they're just very, very good at combat. I thought when I saw that was like, and they actually have very high speed, so never mind. I guess it does make sense. So they're just built like that. Because they have an 11 in battle IQ, at least according to this Reddit post, and then like a 10 in combat skill, and then an 8 in speed, and a 6 in strength, which explains why they don't do too much damage with a punch, but they're able to block Kuminomi, even though their defense is like a 4, but they're able to block Kuminomi and then strike back. All right, golly. It's weak from the strongest. All right. Oh, but this is 2 years old. I feel like maybe this is old. Maybe this is old. I don't know. I genuinely can't find like the stat sheet image itself. I remember seeing the scans of it though, and I remember being shocked by Kamihate's stats. But maybe that wasn't correct. But with that being the case, darn, Kamihate's got hands. Oh wait, actually, is that a foot? Is that a leg again? I thought that was a fist. I thought Kamihate punched him in the face. That may be a kick. So yeah, that may explain like the super low strength stat or relatively low strength stat, because it just, I mean, sure, it knocks some blood out, but it doesn't do too much damage. He's not just a sniper. Is it a he? So all right. Did I get the voice right? All right, let's see. Darn! Just dunk on her? Okay. Friends trust each other. Yeah, but yeah, look at that. Let's see. If it was subtle, we're going to get a little bit more overt with it. But I get it, because notably, Kamihate just wasn't a character for that long. It hasn't been that in-depth of a character. So I think it is important to be like, hey, just in case you're wondering what the overall thematic message of the story is, like family. But for this fight in particular, it's going to be the bonds of like true friendship, which I think, like, notably, you know, is that a little basic shonen? Yeah, but still, I think that's fine. I think it's fine, especially for characters like this. Let's see. Friends trust each other. Kabonk. The kabonk of doom. But is that smart to hit someone with your weapon? Like, it looks like it's bending. He's super strong. All right. Well, darn. So maybe that may have been accurate. I wish I had like screenshotted those stat sheets and like saved them somewhere. I was going to Google it right now on the compute. I won't. Let's see. He's more than just a shooter, yo. He's super strong, yo. As expected, Kamihate's amazing. Yeah. I mean, was an order member. Let's see. Ugh. Oh no, is Heisuke down for the count? I wonder if he'll be up by the end of this chapter or the start of next chapter like nothing happened. It's almost as if he had a pole in his stomach that magically disappeared. Let's see. Heisuke! You'll be sorry. Oh, there we go. See, there we go. I was mentioning, like, Kuminomi probably, and then again, I guess she was slowly building to this because she went from the train, a very large scale attack, saw that whiffed, went for a smaller scale attack, and these pikes, those missed, so she went back to a classic. And I think that's what did damage to Iyo, right? The nail gun, like I forget what it's like, coiling magnetic force. She grabbed the tiny nail, extremely fast, extremely light, focuses it, and then boom, flicks it. That's a good thing to go back to. Let's see. I'm assuming. Oh. Well, they definitely can't be doing that now. I was gonna be dead. But it just so we're taking away Kamihate's gimmick. With how we've been like doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on gimmicks, I was actually expecting more, but no, Kamihate barely got. In fact, Kamihate really didn't do any sniping. Now that I think about it, because they didn't really snipe last chapter, they just came in and intercepted. And in this chapter, they do fire their sniper, but at a point blank range. And then now the snipers, bro. Okay, so this is an interesting place to take this gimmick here. All right, let's see. But I guess that's important to establish why they're super strong, so they aren't useless without this computer. I mean, who knows? If it technically could fire it, maybe. I don't know. I do not know how these things work. Let's see. Oh, and he's still down. See, that's what happens when you choose the wrong pals. You gotta ditch the dead weight in life. That's just common. Not see, it's the idea of the true, valuable, proper connection between people who share a similar interest and skills, and people who join up just for their strength. So that is the core of this battle. And I like how it's been portrayed so far. Let's see. Oh, I see. So that's where you're at. I remember that stage of life. Dude, wasn't it like 2 weeks? Oh, never mind. He cannot try that thing. The whole thing's bent. Got a little bit of a sniped file dysfunction, huh? I see. You know, it's not supposed to bend like that. Let's see. But see, that's the thing. If he's not the Spagooter, he sure still is talking out the tip of the Spagooter. Let's see. So that's where you're at. I remember that stage in life. which is so funny because I think that stage in life for him was what, like 2 months ago? How long is it? I don't know the time frame, but how long has it been since the museum arc in universe? Has it actually been that long? I feel like it can't have been that long. Because it was right before the museum arc where Kamihate was basically right there. Except they did like Osaragi evenly before that. Let's see. What? I'm strong on my own, so every person on Earth is dead weight to me. That's not what friendship is, though. You don't get it, huh? Wait, I'm assuming this is all coming out to talking? If you're hung up on dumb garbage like that, you'll never get how amazing Heisuke is. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Go ahead. Glaze Heisuke, the secret top tier. Glaze Heisuke, dog. I see it. But I do understand that, right? Like, at least, but then again, it's different, right? We don't live in Battle Shonen. We don't live in Battle Shonen. So, of course, I have friends of all various levels of strength. I know for a fact there are like, I know at least 4 people like I'm friends with that I could probably one shot. But in their defense, they're like barely 5 feet tall, and barely over. I think one of them isn't even 100 pounds. Like they're so tiny, I worry for them all the time. But they just have super high metabolism. That isn't their fault. Like I've literally sat there and they've out-eaten me before. I am over 200 pounds. So they've out-eaten me before, but they have really high metabolism, so that's fine. But of course, they're so tiny. Like they have like barely any strength. Like I've literally one of them I've one hand scooped up, thrown over my shoulder because they're that tiny. Like I could one shot them. That doesn't make them any less valuable as a friend to me. And same thing, I know multiple people. Well, then again, they know how to fight, so they probably could still one shot me. Like a good punch to the jaw will take me right out. I'm like the most I'd be able to do is be like, please don't one shot me, but I'd probably get one shot anyway. But like that's the thing, I know people much bigger, much stronger than me, who don't suddenly disassociate with me just because they're massively stronger. Sure, we don't do the same things. I do not fight like them, but that is the case where strength doesn't determine everything. But of course, that's real life versus a battle shonen, where I do kind of understand Kuminomi's mindset of leave the dead weight behind, but as strong as possible. Not only because of her background in Alkmaar, but also just because, you know, it's a world of assassins. If your allies can't help you, you may all end up dead. Just get out of my... What are you? Be gone! Be gone from my... Please. 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 Remove yourself. Remove it. Get out of my hair. Get out. I think I just pulled hair. I don't even think I pulled the white thing. Alright, fine, whatever. Let's see. You'll never get how amazing Heisuke is. What are you, idiots? 2 snipers, no shotguns. Wait, not shotguns, just no guns. Don't you understand? But wait. You mean no guns? Heisuke's gun is still fine, right? Am I tweaking? He still has his. He's just laid out right now. I mean, I'll take a pick it up. Let's see. Don't you understand the situation you're in? You're asking if we grasp the situation. Oh yeah, I fully grasp the situation. For example, it's Monday morning, 10. Oh, so it's 10 in the morning. 10:03 with 7 seconds. How did I say that? 10:03 in the morning at 7 seconds past. Clear humidity. Clear skies. Humidity is 32%. Wind velocity is 1.5 meters per second from the northeast. Favorable conditions. There's a weather helicopter overhead. Oh, and that's right, because I remember Kamihate's whole gimmick was he really liked the weather lady, or like the weather people, because, you know, they really helped with the job. I was like, there's a weather helicopter overhead. And today... Oh, so we actually got to see their hand, too. Okay, so Kamihate is fully a person, unless their head is just a sniper. That'd be weird. But do they gotta like reach up and fire themselves? But alright, interesting. And today, you die. Sasuke. But oh, would you look at that? What? And as someone pointed out, I think it was either last review or review before that. Adrenaline. I gave that excuse. I should just live by that excuse. But like, how many times are we getting adrenaline, dog? How many times are characters going to collapse and get right back up and collapse and get right back up and collapse and get right back? Like, how many times can I say, it's an adrenaline rush, before I'm just like, stop making them collapse then. Stop it. Like, if you're going to keep getting them back up, stop. Like, it's very, I always go to the idea of, hey, if I'm going to set up a problem in a narrative, but it's going to immediately be undone, should I even introduce that problem to the narrative? Sometimes I think it's okay. Notably, in a story I'm writing, literally, I'm writing a scene right now. I'm about to wrap up the chapter. Maybe not today, but like sometime soon. I'm gonna wrap up the chapter. And literally it's a moment where our main protagonist group directly is forced to interact with our main antagonist group, but they find a way to resolve it relatively quickly based on both of the characters' sides and dynamics and what they know about each other, what they need from each other. So ultimately, they have this conflict, they interact, and it's over. It's a really quick interaction, but it but it exists to set up multiple things, and it makes sense within the context of the characters. Making your characters collapse, putting poles to their stomach, setting up the fact that they cannot escape, doing all these things just to get rid of them the second they are no longer convenient, or to undo them the second they're no longer convenient, isn't good writing. That doesn't feed into the character dynamics or the narratives at hand. It doesn't do anything like that. It's just bad, inconsistent writing. That's the difference. Like, what's a good example? Because obviously I can't just reference my own story, because that's some self-glaze. And notably, I'm not going to say my story's any good. It's probably buns. But, for example, here's a interaction that happens quickly that we don't really get to see too much of, but then goes somewhere important. When you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, then again, is that spoilers? JJK Season 2's been adapted. So, in the grand scheme of things, the battle between Maharaga and Sukuna is very, very quick, especially in the manga. The anime takes it to the moon and back, but in the manga, the battle's like a chapter and a half. It's not that long at all, but it does a lot, despite being a problem that gets introduced and then resolved very, very quickly, which is Maharaga appearing from Megumi and Megumi being in danger. That problem it happens, it gets solved, and it's done in like a matter of 3 chapters or less. It's very, very fast. But what does it do? It sets up Maharaga for us. It further explains Malevolent Shrine. It gives us a display of Sukuna's raw power beyond the Jogo fight. And then it sets up Sukuna's own interest in Megumi for reasons beyond our understanding at the time. Like, there are so many things that quick interaction does that even though it's a fast antagonist-protagonist or antagonist versus antagonist interaction that ends quick and wraps up, it does stuff. Having Heisuke spontaneously collapse seemingly from fatigue, only to have him spontaneously get up 2 seconds later to launch his Spalooter. It doesn't do it. It doesn't add anything. It doesn't build anything. It doesn't have anything for these characters. It just, once again, reminds us that nothing is serious. If there is a problem, it will be overcome within the same chapter or right when you turn the page on the next chapter. And that's just not, it's not scrumdiddlyumptious, bro. It's not delicioso. It's far from it. But wait a second. Hey, are you cool with killing Kaminomi? And today you die. Or, like, sure, Kamihate says that. Are you cool with that, Heisuke? What happened to the Sakamoto Days whole thing? Let's see. You get it too, right, partner? All right. Heisuke, he's gonna shoot the helicopter. He shot the helicopter! Heisuke? What the heck? Dude! Why? Fire! He actually shot the helicopter. I mean, like, I hope it was remote piloted. Heisuke, you just slaughtered a man. Okay. Who the heck does he think he's... Oh. I guess I'm glad there was only one person in that helicopter. I guess Peasuke saved him, but... And I hope no one's on that bridge. Like, Heisuke, you what? Like, dude. I mean, it doesn't look like it was on there, but, like... That's like, this is like the most vile and violent thing we've seen any of the Sakamoto crew do. I mean, okay. As far as I'm concerned... Oh, a bird? Everything in this world is a gun. That's kind of ominous, but... You know what? Okay, I don't get it, though. Is it just gonna be the debris from the bridge crashing it? Like... This is oddly vicious, vile, and violent. I guess Heisuke's just desperate, though. Alright. Let's see. Is El Matador, did he get knocked out by that shot? Like, we don't see him again after that one interaction. He gets knocked down and we don't see him. But, alright. Okay. Is that a motorcycle? Was there a person on that? But what is... Okay. Yeah, Heisuke, I hope you didn't harm any innocent people with that. Alright. Boom. So it crashes, nosedives first, face first, into the bridge. Wind starts blowing. Darn. Alright. The helicopter should be visible here, but fine, whatever. Ah! He used the tunnel as an air cannon? Is that how that works? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about Spaguda. I don't know how that works that way, but okay. That's the power of friendship. Get it? Physics, but I guess also friendship, because you set him up for that. But, okay. Darn. Heisuke, I hope there are no innocents around, dog. Jeez. I'm assuming these are cars that we've seen before. Like, I don't see anyone in the cars, and I don't see anyone on that bike. Is that the same? Maybe that's the same bike that the dude was riding that Heisuke knocked him off of? I'm hoping. Otherwise, I mean, like, a cool ending to, like, I'm not saying it's not cool. Like, notably, this chapter, I love the scale of this chapter. It's a very, shockingly enough, despite with, like, very mostly human characters, it's a very large scale chapter, from the train attack to the helicopter crash. But, like, I can excuse Kumanomi slaughtering countless innocents by throwing a train at somebody. Heisuke, I guess Peasuke saved the life of that woman. Peasuke's strongest in the verse, pound for pound, being able to carry a whole human being, I guess. I mean, they're able to carry Spagooters, but Spagooters and human beings do way different things. But, alright. Yeah, I don't see any innocents, so I'm assuming there weren't any innocents. I'm guessing that's part of their, like, situational awareness and calculation. So, alright. W chapter? Once again, like, I like the thematic use of this chapter. I'm not, like, as I've mentioned last review, as much as I'm, like, debating back and forth on how much I should, like, care, like about, like, consistency and story stakes and writing quality, like how much should I care about those things? And if I'm even wrong on any of those things, like when I talked about bad writing earlier, if you think I'm wrong on that, correct me. If you think it is good to introduce a problem only to immediately undo it as if it never happened in the first place, because you need to, so the characters can succeed in their moment, let me know. Because I don't know. Once again, I don't actually have a writing degree. I know some people in my comments who watch my videos do. So anyone who does know better than me, let me know. But you see my point, right? I'm not going to dock the chapter though anymore. I'm not going to dock Sakamoto Days for that anymore. Because if people have been saying, yeah, that's kind of what you sign up for, Sakamoto Days. Which I disagree with. I think Sakamoto Days used to be better at stuff like this. In my earlier reviews, you never heard me complain about stuff like this. At least I don't feel like it, but maybe I just was less aware. Maybe I was happier back then. But even then, you don't hear me complain like this in other manga, because it doesn't happen in other manga that I review at least. But ultimately, alright, it's an interesting chapter. I like the thematic use of it. I like the reveals for Kamihate. I like the dynamic between Heisuke and Kamihate. I feel bad for El Matador. Once again, no name, irrelevant, one shot with master. But to be fair, Kamihate is doing a lot of the carrying. Kamihate being a mixed attacker, kind of crazy, was not on my bingo card. How, because that statue I saw, which I'm not even sure is real now, or just like they're a sniper build. I wasn't really expecting them to have hands like this, but they clearly got hands and feet. And overall, just a nice duo chapter. I wonder where we're going to go from this. For everyone who's hoping that we're going to see Nagumo versus Oki, it's canceled. We're never seeing the end of that fight. We're never seeing the end of that fight. I want you to know that. It's literally, it's going to be Nagumo versus Gaku all over again. We saw a good start to it, and then we're going to cut away, and it's never going to be over. Except Nagumo versus Gaku had more than Nagumo versus Oki did. We're never seeing that fight again. I promise you that. But with it being the case, I'm here for the 2-time. A W chapter. If you haven't seen this video, please do me a favor and leave. Hope there's no people. Hope there's no people. 4 words in the comment section and down below. Like, the thing is what you're watching. Leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the notifications make sure you hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you don't have a Patreon below, or use me for as low as $1. Get them $1 a month. The things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. If you want to become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions, here this series and per review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 Patreon or $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also the link to my Ko-Fi section down below. You shall find a short video, to that being a small video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Zach on the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Ura, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo2404, and G Prosper. I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Victor Raji, Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Dreads Owen, and A+A. I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Euchia, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. And I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: Jay Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz.